Hello and welcome back to Pump with Purpose. This is Dr. Diana here, and I am here to do the next podcast episode. This one is called The 240-Minute Rule Works. I'm going to get all the good out up front. I am Dr. Diana. I am the CEO and founder of Pump with Purpose. We are a global lactation and postpartum private practice teaching women all across the world to breast pump. I am a doctor of public administration, a certified lactation counselor, a certified breastfeeding specialist, and a certified postpartum doula. So I want to let you know right now that this episode is very important to me. So the 240-minute rule, trademark by Pump with Purpose. We are in the process of going through the trademark process for this. It's already pending. It's not registered yet, but it is pending because it was very important for us, as we know, as we are leading the way when it comes to pumping, period, point blank, put 22 pins in it. And it was very important for us, for the things that we find very important to our brand, to trademark it. And so the 240-minute rule was trademarked by Pump with Purpose, and it is in the process of official registration as well. But I want to let you know the 240-minute rule, it works. It just works. I don't care what says what and who says who. We're going to talk about it today, how I know it works. It's a proven system, proven framework is what we do day in and day out here at Pump with Purpose. But it's a lot of misconceptions about the 240-minute rule. So we're going to break it all down. First and foremost, what is the 240-minute rule? So I'm going to let you know, if you want to know a little bit about us, Pump with Purpose, we can be found at www.pumpwithpurpose.com. We're on 15 social media platforms. Our largest platform is Instagram. But we have TikTok, Facebook, Pinterest, Peanut, LinkedIn. I'm going to keep going and going. So it's been our goal. If you are putting a pump to your nips, we want to be a part of your journey, and we want to be a household name. We want to be everywhere the pumping community is. And so the 240-minute rule is very important to us to talk about. So what is it? It is pumping. I'm going to say it again. Pumping every 3 hours for 30 minutes for the first 12 weeks with the right, I'm going to say it again, with the right pump, flange, products, and schedule. So the 240-minute rule is just, it works. It adds up to 240 minutes a day. So if someone is pumping every 3 hours, that is, because we get that question as well. We're going to break down all the questions, and we get it often. How does that add up to 240 minutes? Well, if someone is pumping every 3 hours, that's 8 times a day. 8 times a day, 8 times 30, which is 30 minutes, is 240. So 240 minutes. So in a day, you are pumping 240 minutes with the rule. It is how we recommend establishing milk supply when you are pumping from birth. I'm going to say it again, pumping. Because the next question we get a lot of is, can I do this for nursing? No. And no. You cannot go and pump that much. You can, but you're most likely going to impact your nursing journey. You're going to take milk away from your baby that your baby may need, because babies don't have a set schedule like if someone is pumping. And it's not anything against nursing in any way. It's just, I can't see it. Like, every baby is different. I don't know what's coming out. So unless you get a weighted feed after every single time your baby nurses, there is no way for me to know what your baby took in. And so pumping, we can see everything. No, that doesn't mean that they don't need to work with us, because a schedule is only one part of it. But I also say with white pump, flange, and products, because the next thing we get often is, I did the 240-minute rule and it didn't work, or I didn't see results. Well, potentially something's going on with your pump, flange, or products, or you have an underlying concern present. Like, that's how good we are with the 240-minute rule. We are confident that if we know that you are using the right pump, flange, products, you are on a 240-minute rule establishing your milk supply, and there are no underlying conditions present, you should see results. Period, point blank, put 22 pins in it. But if you are in the wrong pump, it's too strong for you, it's hurting you, it's not customizable, then your body can't. It's the biggest thing. Like, it's not just about suction strength. Like, everyone's like, oh, well, I got a hospital grade pump, which I hate the word, because hospital grade pumps are found in hospitals. Like, a wearable pump is not a hospital grade pump. I don't care if the suction strength is through the roof. A small motor pump is not a primary pump, because it's, it doesn't have enough customizations, because if the pump goes up in vacuum, it's going to slow down in cycle speed. And that is not a primary pump. You should be able to keep the speed the same. And if you don't know, I'm going to give you the secret sauce right now. Speed is just as important as suction strength. I'm going to say it again. Speed is just as important as suction strength. Doesn't matter. You got to have both, and being able to independently do it makes a difference. But back to the 240-minute rule. I got off on a tangent because I always try to teach. No matter what I do, I always try to teach you. So, and if you want to listen, great. If not, I can go on one and out the other. I'm going to do this podcast episode anyway, and we're going to continue helping the world pump with purpose, right? It doesn't matter to me. So, back to the 240-minute rule. So, if you are on the 240-minute rule, and I get another question I get often, well, what about this 120-minute rule? Well, listen, I'm just going to tell you right now, that's cut in half. There's no way that pumping 120 minutes, and if you get the results out of pumping 120 minutes, great. But most of the time we feel and see and know that people need to pump longer to establish your milk supply. It's just so important, especially if you want to go into oversupply. If you want to make at least 1 ounce more than your baby's intake is, and you don't know what your baby's intake is when your baby's first going to be born. So that's going to be so important. But it's just going to be good to know. So we don't know, who originated the 120-minute rule and is it accurate? We didn't do it. We didn't do it on our journey. We don't tell any of our clients to do it. So great. If people find comfort in it, that's amazing. But we get results with the 240-minute rule. So that's why we created it. And it's a great way to establish milk supply and potentially create the oversupply, especially if there are no underlying conditions. So in our opinion, we want you to establish and maintain your milk supply as soon as possible and create an oversupply if that's your goal. So after 12 weeks, you may ask, well, what do I do after 12 weeks? Because it says until 12 weeks, right? That means that you should reassess based on your breastfeeding goals. What is your baby's intake? What is your milk output? What are your goals? If you have an oversupply, you may want to consider dropping a pump. If you are not an oversupplier, and like I said at the beginning, if you are not and you're doing the 240-minute rule, something else is going on. Like, we don't want you to wait till 12 weeks to see if it's going to magically appear. If you're not seeing an increase, if you are listening to this pregnant, and if within the first 2 weeks maximum, you're not seeing results, you need to pull up at Pump with Purpose for a consult. You need to pull up for a Premier Pumping Consult, and we need to talk. You can send me a DM. You can send me a message on our contact form on our website. It doesn't matter, on both of our websites. We have our secure website and then our public-facing website. Wherever you need to, but you need to be starting to talk to us. Like, hey, I'm 2 weeks in and I'm not seeing a progressive increase, or I'm 2 weeks in and I'm still making 1 ounce a session. That's a problem. That is a problem. So go ahead and send us a message, and so we can talk. But so if you are over supplier by the 12-week mark, then yeah, you can consider dropping a pump. Let's talk to do that though. Because if you just go do that and your pump flange and products are wrong, you're really not going to see the results that you want to see. Also, if your pump flange or products are wrong, you may not get to your full supply. Like, it is so important. Like, I know I give you that secret sauce to the 240-minute rule, and people message us all the time. Oh my gosh, thank you so much for the 240-minute rule. I am now oversupplying, da 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 da. But if your pump flange and products are wrong and that 12-week mark hits and your milk supply starts to regulate, or you start to get more clogged ducts because you are in an oversupply, but the pump is not emptying you out as well now, you need to start normalizing. Like, I am team oversupply, team freezer stash over here. I am feed the baby in the freezer. I got 99 problems with pumping milk, ain't one. You have a safe space in place for oversupply. So if you're oversupplying and you are noticing concerns, don't wait until you start dipping back into your freezer stash. Don't wait until something funny happens. Go ahead and let's pull up. I got clients all the time. They're like, I just want to make sure I'm doing everything right. I can't believe this is happening to me. So let me just make sure that all this stuff looks right to you. And that's what we are here for. We're not going to shame you. We're not going to tell you, oh my gosh, downregulate your milk supply right now. You are a horrible person, right? Because that's what these streets are, pumping streets are telling you, or lactation streets are telling you, or you're nursing. You shouldn't want an oversupply. It's the worst thing in the world. Making 1 ounce more than your baby's taking it. Guess what? You can get clogged ducts and other issues without making 1 ounce more than baby. So if you want an oversupply, if you want to work with someone that wants to support you in that, we are here for that. So if you're making just enough for an undersupply, you may need to maintain the schedule longer. You may need to pull up faster. Stop waiting. I'll get the message all the time. I'm 4 months now. My milk supply is dipped. I'm dipping in my freezer stash that I had from the beginning. Oh my goodness, can you help me? Listen, go ahead. Don't waste a moment. Go ahead and get on our calendar, book. We need to talk to you. If you have questions about what session length to book, send us a message. Of course, we're always willing to answer that. But we are here for you to not continue to wait, especially if you want to feed your baby from your body for an entire year with only breast milk. It's very important because once it starts plummeting, it can take more than you think to get it back. And so working with you to help you to save time, stress, money. Don't even get me started on the money. Let me tell you right now, y'all wasting some money out here in these streets. I keep telling people, like, what we tell you here, you're not going to find on Google. So that's number one. Number two, by the time you go out and buy 6 pumps and 7 pumps, people pulling up with a whole pump stash. I'm like, y'all like some miniature pump with purposes out here with all these pumps. Like, it's cute. But then when you need to get care, they done made you spend all your money because you're watching these influencers or people on these social media streets trying to be like, buy this, buy that. No one should be telling you what to buy when it comes to a pump if they have not asked you about your body. Like, that's been found in research. Individualizing breast pumps are going to be so important to your body. So go ahead and stop right now. If you're listening to this, stop right now. Don't let these people spend any more of your coins. Pull up, let's talk. You're going to save much more money in the long run. Our clients that pull up long before, like mainly, they have one pump. Okay? You only need one pump. And if you want more, let's pick a pump that matches what you actually like in the pump that you own and don't like, or if you got a pump that you don't like, what don't you like about it, so we can make sure the next pump you get doesn't operate like that. And getting the right questions asked, which is going to vary differently and widely for each and every person. It is not a one-size-fits-all approach. So I tell people, before y'all go out here and buy all these pumps, so people pulling with $100 worth of flanges. Oh, well, let me give you the secret sauce. Then they got you on herbal supplements, spending $100 a month on herbals and taking like 6 to 8 pills a day. I guess, don't do that. Don't do that. Let's talk. So when should you start the 240 minute rule? If you're EPing, exclusively pumping, we recommend an electric breast pump on both breasts every 3 hours for 30 minutes for the first 12 weeks with the right pump finish process and schedule. Mature milk, it transitions in. So on day 1, you have colostrum, then it moves to transitional milk, and then it moves to mature milk, which is the lactogenesis process. There could be concerns from birth. If you hemorrhage, lose a lot of blood, if you have retained placenta, some type of failed lactation, like something's going on, your milk supply isn't transitioning in, we need to talk. If there's a medical concern, let's talk about it. If you are having issues with your blood, let's talk about or prior issues with your blood. Some of your physicians don't know a lot about lactation, so they just like get the babies here. That's all they're concerned about, is getting the babies here. They're not realizing, oh, wait a minute, the same stuff that was important and we were monitoring during the pregnancy, maybe we need to do a recheck on that stuff, and maybe we need to monitor that during the postpartum period for lactation. Yeah, you do. They do. So that's why we're here, to take the guesswork out of it all. We've seen clients in the hospital from birth. We've helped them pump from birth. Don't let them get you into this particular hospital grade pump that may not work for you. But that's all the people know, because they only know outdated principles and practices. So don't let them just put you in these heavy pumps that hurt your body and not comfortable. But that's all you know. So that I get it. You don't know that. But I'm just telling you, if you happen to have this heavy one, or potential NICU mom, or hey, pushed into this hospital grade rental that you're going to spend all this money on every single month, when you can just buy a pump that you don't have to spend money on, you probably get a free one from insurance. And let me tell you, don't let your doctor's offices hand you pumps from insurance, or just hand you a pump and you just think they just being nice to you. They're using your insurance benefit. You probably have more options, and they just put you and gave you a pump. Please know, I saw a client the other day and I was hot. I was very upset that this doctor's office did that to them. And so it's very important. So let's fix that as well. Then when is the 240 minute rule not necessary? If you feel that you are effectively emptying before 30 minutes, at least, every 3 hours, then, for the first 12 weeks, do what's best for you. We just believe strongly in the 240 minute rule. You don't want the chance of potential oversupply, then don't do it. But it's easier to decrease than it is to increase. And once you have your desired milk supply, you can consider being strategic and dropping sessions, dropping pumps. But it's going to be very important. It's not necessary if you are nursing. You need to pull up so we can talk about what you're doing and add pumping to your nursing journey. This advice is meant for exclusive pumping community. If you are nursing in addition to pumping, we need to talk. It's just very important. So in the interim, I believe this 240 minute rule would apply for exclusive pumpers. If you are nursing, you need to really consider, not over pumping to take the milk away from your baby and have to give it back to your baby in a bottle. So let's talk if you are nursing. And if you want to talk about the 240-minute rule, what to do until the first 12 weeks, what to do after the first 12 weeks, because you can still increase your milk supply after the first 12 weeks, we are here to book a virtual Premier Pumping Consult where we have seen clients all across the world on every single continent except Antarctica. So I wanted to let you know this was going to be an episode that was very important to me. I ended up going over to my 15 minutes. Then I try to, do the 15 to 20 minutes. But I know that this was an important one. So I knew I was going to hit the 15-minute mark. So if you made it this far in here into this episode, we appreciate it. We hope you understand how much we love the 240-minute rule. It just works. Follow us on Instagram. You will see, go across the top of our story highlights, you will see the 240-minute rule with a bunch of different reviews or testimonials from people that tell you that the 240-minute rule works. I know it works for me. I know it works for the people that I've worked with. I know it works for my clients. I know it works for just the followers in general, because we get the messages all the time about how the 240-minute rule works. If you don't want to pump for 240 minutes, if you don't want to do every 3 hours for 30 minutes for the first 12 weeks, if you're happy with the 2 hours, every 2 hours for 15 minutes, or every 2 hours for whatever the number is, do what's best for you. We just don't feel it's sustainable. We really love the 240-minute rule. Get you some more rest, because your milk supply needs time to refill, and every 2 hours is a lot of time. It's just, we don't feel like it's enough time between sessions, and we just don't feel like it's sustainable. The people that are telling you to pump every 2 hours, don't pump. If something is going on, let's get you with a plan with your doctor, to bring in your doctor to test your blood to understand what's going on. But just to blatantly pump every 2 hours and just hope that it gets better, it's just not what we stand for. If you're doing that, you need to be talking to a lactation professional that specializes in milk supply, and we have a network of resources for that as well. But let's start to talk about it, because some of y'all don't have lower milk supply. Some of you think you have lower milk supply, perceive lower milk supply, and you don't. So let's get to talking about it. So I know I gave you a whole bunch of secret sauce for the secret sauce. You can visit us at www.pumpwithpurpose.com. You can book a consult, check out our pumping guides. We are just all about passing along pumping resources. Subscribe to the bottom of our website for the pumping survival guide. So many different resources, our blogs, our forums. Join us on the Pump with Purpose app on all Google and Apple devices. We are here for you. Our social media content that we put out each and every day is so important as well. We're always in our stories on Instagram. We are doing a weekend question box on Instagram. We are just we have so many different ways to work with us for free. And when you're ready to take your journey to the next step, to elevate it, to help you to reach your pumping goals, we are here, and we offer Premier Pumping Consults. It's our signature offer where we get results faster, better, and save you a lot of time, energy, money, stress. And help you to feed your baby from your body as long as you choose to. Our clients pump longer. They are more comfortable, and we just know that we give you the best pumping plans in the world. So if you're putting a pump to your nips, we want to be a part of your journey. So this is Dr. Diana here. Until next time with Pump with Purpose.